సరిహద్దుల్లో చైనా దురాక్రమణ విషయంలో పదే పదే కాంగ్రెస్ చేస్తున్న విమర్శలపై విదేశాంగ మంత్రి జైశంకర్ గట్టిగా సమాధానమిచ్చారు. 1962లో సరిహద్దుల్లోని కొన్ని ప్రాంతాలను చైనా ఆక్రమించుకుంటే 2023లో మోదీ ప్రభుత్వంపై విమర్శలు చేయడం విడ్డూరంగా ఉందని ఎద్దేవా చేశారు. సీఏఏ వల్ల పౌరసత్వం రద్దయిపోతుందని ఆందోళన చేసిన వారంతా ఇప్పుడు ఎక్కడున్నారని విదేశాంగ మంత్రి జైశంకర్ ప్రశ్నించారు.
The Modi government is defensive, reactive when it comes to China, that neither Mr. Modi nor you even mention China. You just say eastern neighbor.
Hello, they must have some problem understanding words beginning with a C. Please look at everything I've said. That's not true.
And what about this thing that they say that almost 1,000 square kilometers has gone and the foreign minister is not facing facts, not telling us the truth in parliament?
No, I think they are deliberately misrepresenting the situation. I give you two very specific examples of that. You remember that, they were building a bridge in Pangong Tso. When did that area actually come under Chinese control? The Chinese first came there in 1958 and Chinese captured it in October 1962. Now, you're going to blame Modi government in 2023 for constructing a bridge with the Chinese captured in 1962 and you don't have the honesty to say that is where it happened. Or let me give you another example. Now, there were border villages which have come up in areas which the Chinese actually, in Longju, there was a clash and it's not a secret, at that time it was hotly debated in India, in the parliament, in the media. So what happens, you do the smoke and mirrors, say, oh, there's something happening here. It's almost like 1962 never happened. Let me give you a very, very different example. Say, we should be having our troops up there. We should be building border infrastructure. Why didn't you build that border infrastructure? During the Modi period, the budget has gone up 5 times. Till 2014, roughly it was 3,000, 4,000 crores was the budget. Today it is 14,000 crores. If you look at the roads which are built, you look at the bridges that are built, they have doubled or tripled. You look at the tunnels which are taking. But this government is serious about border infrastructure. I don't think personally I would get into a blame game. What happened in 62 happened. But if you now want to whitewash all that and say everything happened only in 2020, I have to call you out. No?
So you're fortifying the border, the boundary, India-China. So does that make China now the biggest threat to India? Are we in a state of a quasi-war-like situation, conflict-like situation?
No. Look,
where are we?
No. First of all, I'm not using the word we're fortifying it. I think we are legitimately building our border infrastructure because they have built their border infrastructure. In my view, we should have done it 25 years ago. Secondly, please bear in mind one thing. We had an agreement that you're not supposed to bring military to the border in large numbers. So by that logic of yours, I should be the first to break the agreement.
Why not? Why are we always the ones not breaking an agreement and it's always the other side breaking the agreement?
We reach agreements because it is in our interest to stabilize a border or a situation. It's not out of love and affection and sentiment that you do. It's our agreements with China were reached in 1993-96. I'm not even getting into which government, etc. I think I try to avoid this whole debate. Okay, I don't like in foreign policy. Maybe it is because I've been myself so long in this field. I don't like to necessarily say these people were right and those people are wrong. I don't think it serves the nation well. But if I do find that others are playing a political game where everything is being blamed on the present dispensation and entire history is being whitewashed, I think the history has to come out.
Increasingly, domestic issues and the foreign policy have become interlinked. Foreign policy matters used to be something which domain-specific people handled it and foreign beat journalists demystified it for you. But it's no longer the case. And one saw it happening, during COVID, when everybody wanted to know, why are we giving it to this country? Why not to that country? How much are we giving? Do we have enough? Then there was the CAA, there was the farmers' protest, there was Nupur. There was so much that was happening. How do you deal with this?
Give you an example. Take this whole scaremongering that millions of people are going to lose citizenship. Now, you tell people saying that, look, this was said. 1 year has passed, 2 years has passed, 3 years. Where are these people? After all, we are supposed to have a cataclysm in 2020. So, and when you, even citizenship, when you start reasoning with people, ask them saying, okay, tell me, do you not have a criteria of citizenship? Do you not use language? Or some people use religion. People use language, they use religion, they use education. Some of them even use income. Some use ethnicity. Read the bulk of international papers, especially the Anglosphere papers, but all of how many of them tell you 370 was a temporary provision? I challenge you to show me one. Yeah. They don't. It's written there in bold letters, in capital letters in the Constitution.
When Kashmir was being discussed, Pakistan used to keep saying plebiscite. Till the 90s, that word plebiscite kept hammering. Till India's narrative started being heard. Unless you are loud and you impose your narrative, you don't get heard in the world.
I completely agree with you, Smita. So I try not to be loud. I try to get my narrative across in an elegant and effective way. Maybe at times sharper than people may want. But But I accept your point that we need to get our narrative across, and that is exactly what we are trying to do in foreign policy.